Every 20-something-year-old girl's favorite sound. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Dana. This is the Bougie Black Girls YouTube channel, and if you can't already tell, I am in my bathroom. I figured that today would be as good a day as any to do a little bit of a get ready with me video. This is going to be sort of a two-parter. First and foremost, I'm just going to be showing you guys some of the basics of my everyday hair, skin, and makeup routine. And so in some of those seasons, which I'm currently in right now, where I'm trying to spend a little bit less money on, I don't know, looking moderately like a human being, just kind of showing you guys some of the tips and the tricks and the steps I go through to do that, where I spend money and where I can pull back. But in tandem with that, I thought that this would be a really great opportunity to do a little bit of a get to know me sort of Q&A style video. Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and yeah, let's just jump right in. Okay, so to start us off, let's talk a little bit about skincare. My philosophy with skincare is super simple. It's just to have a routine and stick to it. Any type of routine, any sort of like minimal step routine that allows me to just do a couple of quick things once or twice a day and still maintain some modicum of good skin is always the goal for me. So lately my skincare routine has started off with the CRWM Hydrating Cream to Foam Cleanser. Next up in my skincare routine is normally a toner or an essence. And again, I like simplicity, so any product that combines the two makes my life that much easier. I like to use the Fenty Skin Fat Water. It's a hydrating milky toner and an essence, so it's kind of like one of those two-in-one products that again are really great if you're in a rush and you can't be bothered to have a 15-step skincare routine. I know I certainly can't. The only item in my skincare routine that I feel like is a non-negotiable is a sunscreen. If you deal with hyperpigmentation, if you deal with dark marks, really anywhere on your body, a sunscreen is an absolute must. I don't care what type of vitamin C's and retinols and serums that you use, all of it will go into the trash can if you are not using a sunscreen every day. Even if you're really not going outside like that, if you sit in front of a computer every day, you should put on sunscreen. So that's it for the skincare. If I was doing a no makeup day, I would literally leave it at that. And this would be perfect for me just to kind of bop around, run some errands. Maybe if I was working and was doing a no makeup day, this would be perfectly fine. But today I am cranking it up a notch. So I'm just gonna get into a very simple makeup routine. This is probably like my go-to everyday routine, so nothing super fancy. And then of course we can get into our Q&A. Best makeup tip I have ever gotten that I will be passing on to you all: put your setting spray on first. A nice good amount of spritzing, and then I just kind of take a clean brush and work it into the skin. And then I'm just jumping right into my eye makeup. I'm going to be utilizing these two shades here. I'm going to use this lighter shade for the inner portion of the eyelid, and then this brown shade for the outer, into like a very subtle smoky eye. So yeah, let's get into the questions. First one, very typical, very simple. What's your name and where are you from? So a lot of you probably already know this, but my name is Dana. So hi, lovely to meet you if you are new here. I am 28 years old. Can't believe I'm that old already, but here we are. And I am originally from Delaware. I always get the question, are there Black people in Delaware? Yes, there are a lot of Black people in Delaware. I think it's a great place to raise kids. There are a lot of things about the state that I like. If I ever do decide to kind of like get married, have children, raise a family, I would definitely move back to Delaware. And I think even at some point in my life, I would love to, you know, own property, maybe even just like a small house, like a townhouse condo in Delaware. But for right now, I think if you're younger, if you're still kind of adventuring, there's a lot of the world that you want to see. It maybe is not the best place to put down your roots, but it is super close to a bunch of other states, and the train system in the state is pretty decent. So you can still have a good experience even if you live there. Right now, I live in Florida. I've been here for about 5 years. It also feels crazy to think that I've been in Florida for so long. But I came here for school. I had a really great opportunity to get my master's degree at an institution in Florida and save a bunch of money while simultaneously kind of kickstarting my career. So you kind of just can't say no to a deal like that. I thought I was gonna be here for maybe like 2 or 3 years, but it was the combination of the pandemic and also just realizing that I liked it here a lot more than I thought I would. As a person of color, but specifically as like a Black woman, when you live in a different part of the country or even the world and you hear about Florida and just the South in general of the United States, you have a lot of preconceived notions. And a lot of the things that you hear, especially politically, about the South are very much true. But one of the things that I think people don't talk about, especially when they talk about the South, is the amount of, number one, like the sheer volume of Black people that actually live in the South in the United States, and then also just the cultural aspects of being a Black American that exist here. I've just learned so much about the diversity within the Black American diaspora and so much about my culture that I don't think I would have experienced living anywhere else. Definitely pay attention to things that are kind of unsettling to you, like personally and politically, but I don't regret living here at all. I've really enjoyed my time in the South, and I'm really grateful because it's made me change a lot of the preconceived notions and honestly, some of the stereotypes that I think I had about the South of the US. Did you go to college and what did you study? And do you have any advice for people who are in college? And the answer to both of those questions is yes, absolutely. I did my undergraduate degree at an HBCU and I got my degree in English. I think that's a great degree for anybody who enjoys reading and literature and doesn't necessarily know exactly what they want to do when they graduate, but wants that sort of flexibility and diversity. Everybody needs good writers and good critical thinkers and readers. So an English degree is a really good fit if you're kind of in that position. Through my English education and English degree, I was able to kind of like develop my love of theater. I had a theater minor in undergrad and find ways to bring that skill set into a little bit more of like an immediately profitable area. So when I moved to the South, I got my degree, my master's degree. My master's degree specifically had a focus in digital production and marketing for public entities. And so how do nonprofits, how do entities that are designed to serve the public, how do they communicate to the public and let them know that resources are readily available for them? Advice for college students, I think it's gonna vary based on undergraduate and master's. For my undergraduate girlies, just take advantage of everything. Try a little bit of everything. If you wanna join an organization, if you wanna audition for this dance team, if you wanna run for a student government position, if you wanna start a club, if you wanna start a business, just do it. As an adult, something I have really realized is that regret is a more powerful emotion than embarrassment is, in the sense that regret is one of those things that sticks with you for a very long time. Embarrassment, it'll hang around for a while, but ultimately, like, it will fade. Regret follows you for years and years and years and years. And I see that not only in my own life, but just in people around me. And so, you know, why not just push past the fear? Why not just do the thing and, you know, push through embarrassment, which will fade, and focus on not having those feelings of regret and being able to look back on different portions of your life and see that you tried. I didn't mean to go there, but I feel like somebody probably needed to hear that. Foundation, I've been using this one for years, Maybelline Fit Me, shade 365. This question's kind of random. I just pulled this list from the internet. But next question is, what time do you go to bed? I am a night owl through and through. I love to be up into the wee hours of the morning. On days that I have to work, I typically have to log in by around like 8:30. So I normally go to bed sometime between 11:30 and 12. And I'm up by like 7:30. I feel like night owls get a really bad rep. And I don't know why that is, probably from like historical whatever, but I feel like I am more creative, I'm more locked in the afternoon and in the evening. I've been told I do my makeup in a very strange order. I'm sure somebody is gonna watch this video or comment on it and be like, why do you do it like that? But it works for me. Like, this is what helps me get my face done in a reasonable amount of time, and also what helps me have a look that I'm happy with. Hopefully y'all can see this. I've got this little brush. I'm just gonna put a little bit of powder on it and use that to fill in my brows. Absolutely no hate to anybody who does a more intense brow. I think they look amazing on other people. On me, I look like Brock from Pokemon. So I tend to go for a little bit more of a natural brow. Also, some of you may notice I'm not doing eyeliner today. I don't do eyeliner on a daily basis. So I just don't think that eyeliner typically adds anything to my everyday makeup look unless there's something specific I'm trying to achieve, which I'm not today. So we will leave it be. Now, my favorite makeup product, which is blush. I'm obsessed with blush. We're gonna be using this ColourPop Cheek Dew Serum Blush. And this is the color Hotline. If you cannot already tell, I use this product quite a bit. I definitely prefer a liquid blush over a powder blush. And so we're gonna take about that much and just kind of gently dab it on the cheeks. I go all the way up into the hairline. We're gonna take the teensiest bit of this highlighter and put it on my nose. Then we're just gonna finish out with mascara and lips before we move on to hair. I'm not really much of a lashes girl either. You know, definitely to each their own there. I love a good lash when I have time for it. But when it comes to an everyday makeup look, I don't got time to be fighting with the glue and make sure I'm placing it right. I'm certainly not paying you heifers $150 to put falsies on my face. That's never happening. So a good mascara gonna get me every time. Maybelline Push Up Drama has been my go-to mascara for years. Let's move on to hair and answer a couple more questions. So we're gonna take these down. I'm gonna pick my hair out a little bit, and then we're gonna probably toss it up into a puff. That tends to be my go-to when I'm rocking my natural hair. It's just easy, it looks good, and it's a style that I feel comfortable doing on my own. As far as money saving goes, when it comes to personal maintenance, for me, my hair 9 times out of 10 is always the most expensive thing. Last night I did a wash and a blow dry at home by myself. Got my hair maybe not bone straight, but got it, you know, pretty straight. And then I applied classic Blue Magic grease to my scalp. You don't have to reinvent the wheel when it comes to products with your hair a lot of the time. Whatever has been working is probably working for a reason. And for me, as long as my scalp is well greased, my hair is doing just fine. So Blue Magic, I got a rat tail comb, put on Living Single, greased my scalp. From there, I just used foam to put in my curlers. This is actually braiding foam. It's Murray's Beeswax, but I find that for a flexi rod set for my hair, it actually works pretty well. So I did that last night, and these were mostly dry when I sat down to record this video, but very quickly before I started, I did just pop on my at-home alien spaceship hooded dryer, I guess, if you want to call it that. It's got the drawstring at the end, and then you just hook the blow dryer to the end of it. And kind of warm up your hair, make sure it's dried all the way. More questions while I finish my hair. Next one up here is, who is your celebrity crush? This is no secret, and I will shout it from the rooftops, John Boyega. Oh my gosh, that man is so fine. I think he is one of the most handsome individuals on the planet. So freaking gorgeous, adore him. I also just really like his story as an actor, and I really kind of like the evolution his career has taken from, you know, when I think he had his first big break in Star Wars to now. I just think he's handled a lot of the public scrutiny with so much grace, and he's a fantastic actor, and he's fine. So yeah, John, call me anytime. But outside of John Boyega, I don't think I have too many more, just a few. D Smoke and his brother Sir, also very fine, also both married. I hope they're very happy and healthy in their relationships, but very good looking men. And I think both of them are very underrated, very talented artists. I love Henry Golding. I think he's really handsome, love his accent. Also, really like Noah Centineo. I was a really big fan of the Fosters, and I feel like people have been talking about how his looks have kind of fell off. I do not feel that way. That man is fine. Another question that they have here on this list is like, who was your animated crush as a child? And for me, it was Shang from Mulan, which actually leads us very well into our next question, which is, what is your favorite movie? And mine is Mulan. People who know me personally know if I'm having a bad day, I'm cutting on Mulan. If I am traveling, if I'm on a flight and it's a long flight and I'm feeling nervous or I'm feeling antsy, I do have a little bit of flight anxiety, I'm cutting on Mulan and it just calms me. Other movies that I absolutely love, Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella, beautiful film. A great example of how you don't need a $1 trillion budget to make a good movie. Outside of that, I love a good rom-com, Last Holiday, The Holiday, any holiday themed rom-com, love it. What else? Moonlight is probably one of the best movies I've ever seen, like cinematically. Clueless is a classic, love that one. Do you have any hobbies? Yes, I do. I think it's super important to try lots of new things and have lots of experiences, even if you are maybe not directly like benefiting from them financially or physically or whatever. My most consistent hobby to date has been aerial sports. So pole is my preferred aerial method of choice, but I really do want to get into lyra and silks. And then I would say my longest standing hobby has absolutely been reading. Some of you who found this YouTube channel through TikTok may have seen some of the book reviews or book videos that I've done. I have two older sisters, one of whom is now passed, but even prior to her passing, three of us are really far apart in age. And so I'm the youngest, and there's 11 years in between me and the oldest, and then 5.5 years in between me and the middle. So me and my sisters are closer now in adulthood, but as a child, I definitely felt like they were older than me. They were in different parts of life. And especially during like my middle school and my teenage years, my home life was a little bit tumultuous, nothing too crazy. I think I actually had a pretty decent childhood. But there was just a lot going on where like my entertainment and kind of like caring for me in that sense as a child sometimes had to be put on the back burner. So books were a very productive hobby that I felt like allowed for me to really have my own interest. It was something that people were always willing to invest in. And when my parents didn't have a lot of disposable income, I always had the library. Okay, we're on the last few questions. What inspires you? Of course, we get deep at the end. I think like on the macro level, I think that Black women inspire me. I look at Black women throughout the diaspora, and I just feel like we've really been through a lot. I think that our struggles and our contributions to society are, I don't even want to say overlooked, because I think that we've been getting our recognition as of late, but I think they're undervalued. And when I look around society, I just see our stamp and our thumbprint everywhere. I really love that we're in an era where Black women have choice, where we do not have to provide ingenuity and we don't have to provide our labor if we don't want to. But I think that we're in an era where a lot of the Black women who want to contribute, who want to push society forward, who want to participate, are kind of being poked at. Sometimes we're being talked down to. I just want to create space where they feel seen and where they feel acknowledged. I want to create space where we can have conversations and dialogue amongst each other and don't really have to worry about external influences dictating the conversation or pushing it towards one direction or another. I really want us to talk to us. And a lot of times across platforms, on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, on the news, on TV and TV shows, it can really feel like we're not talking to each other. But when I think about those shows, those movies, those spaces that it feels like it's us talking to us. My two favorite shows ever, Living Single and Insecure. Those shows feel so great and are so important because it feels like we are talking to each other. We are making things and addressing things for us. And I just want to contribute to that, however big or small I can. So we're going to be using this Got2b Glued gel. It is the Ultra Glued Invisible Styling Gel. We're also going to be using these hair ties that I get from Target. These are technically supposed to be like ponytail holders, and they're specifically for girls with really thick hair, but I think they work really well for puffs. As you can see, it's got a really good stretch to get around my head, and I do have a big ass head, but it's not gonna be like squeezing the hell out of my forehead. So what I like to do, and I know it looks crazy, just trust the process, y'all, trust me. We're gonna pull out a couple of strands. So one here, one here, one here. From there, we're gonna take this pick and we're just gonna fluff it up. We're gonna turn up the volume a little bit. So we're gonna do one pull just around the whole kind of center section at the root. Do not pull all the way through the hair. You are just teasing your roots. And then we're gonna go in with our hands and kind of pick it out a little bit. Again, more volume. The style does me pretty well. I love it most of the time. If you see me, this is what I look like. And I'm really just trying to get back into my natural hair. Now we're just gonna take a little bit of the Got2b Glued and rub it on my fingers, not a lot of product at all. And we're just gonna kind of apply it to the hairline. Last thing to do for today, for this video, is my nails. And when I don't have time or the resources to get a full set, press-ons, baby. And I love the fact that press-ons are making a real comeback. These are the Salon Perfect French nail set. I've been wearing these for years. I get the length medium, not too long, not too short. I can still kind of function, work out, do what I need to do with this sort of length. Nice clean hands, free of oils, and then I also filed my natural nails down. Okay, and then the last question that we have here is, what is something that people don't know about you that you wish they did? Of course, the last question would be super deep. You know, I don't know if I have a good answer for that question, just because I feel like I'm a pretty open book when it comes to most things in my life, at least with the people who I feel like matter and who need to know certain things about me. Like, if you want to know something about me, especially when it comes to like my friends and my family, I always say ask. Like, I'm not really one to keep secrets. You know, I have spent a lot of time focusing on myself. I've spent a lot of time focusing on the direction of my career, the direction of my life, really finding me. And I think for a lot of women in my family, for a lot of just Black women in general, you know, in the past, that has not been the norm. You know, there are certain things that I think people around me are looking for me to do. They're looking for me to settle down. They're looking for me to relocate. They're looking for me to buy a home and find a husband and have a baby. And some of those things may come. I think, you know, at some level, at some point, I want those things, but it really is going to be on my time. And so I wish that people would understand that me not having certain things or not doing certain things is not because I can't, or because I won't. It's just because I don't want to. And that doesn't even just go for like my family, my relatives. I even think there's a little bit of like peer-to-peer judgment that exists among Black women. Certainly not amongst like my friend and my friendship circle, but every now and then I do feel it from people I know or from other Black women my age. And I'm just like, I'm good. And these are the claws. Come on, y'all. For $6, you're not gonna beat this. All I have to really do is try not to get my hands like super wet, submerged in anything. Probably I would say for like maybe 2 hours or so, and then I should be in good shape. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this video. I'm gonna go get dressed and then go head out. If there are any questions that you have about my hair and makeup routine that I didn't answer in this video, go ahead and put them down in the comments below. I'd be happy to share any info that I can. If there's any questions about myself that I didn't answer, go ahead and also drop those in the comments. I'll be happy to take a look at those. And just, yeah, give you guys a little bit more info. And if there are any videos that you would like me to create, any types of videos you would like me to do, I'm happy to do so. If there's anything you'd like me to see if I can loop in the girls of Black Girl Roundtable, Asha and Jelena to do, I can certainly see if we can come up with something. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. I'll see you guys next week.